So if you want attention from your fragrances and you want to smell sexy, whether you're a man or a woman, then I've got you. Yes, people, what is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's TJ, and over here on my channel, I discuss all things fragrances and the fragrance industry. So if there's any content you would love for me to create, let me know down in the comments. By the way, if you want to keep up to date with all the daily content I'm dropping, go over and follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. And if you're a little bit nosy like me, go and follow me for all the behind the scenes action over on Snapchat. I'll see you there. And I already know that you clicked on this video because you want a little bit more love when you're wearing a fragrance. You want some more attention, and I'm telling you, the 5 that I've got right here in front of me, I think they'll do just that. And we have to note that the fragrances on this list, they're not just going to do that for you, man. It's the whole package that you're presenting to the outside world. You have to be clean cut, you have to look fresh, dress well, but these will definitely enhance it. Now, number 1 is maybe the sexiest fragrance on this list. It is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and it is of course Oud Satin Mood. And firstly, a lot of people ask me, should I get the OG Oud, should I get Oud Satin Mood EDP, or should I get Oud Satin Mood X Straight? I just think for the price and how this one performs, Oud Satin Mood EDP is perfect. And if you've watched my content before, you've 100% seen me mention this fragrance before, but I haven't mentioned it in a while, you know, because for me, there's a time and a place to wear this fragrance. It's not an everyday kind of one. And when I say a time and a place, I only mean because of how sweet this is and how cloying it is. It's not one I'll go for on a summer daytime or in the high heat. This one I'll go for in the cooler months like autumn and winter, because I do not want to be responsible for choking someone out. And I know when a lot of people think of Oud, they think of something a little bit bold, heavy, something even a little bit animalic as well. But I'm telling you, the Oud in this one is not like what I've just explained. You probably won't even notice Oud is in this. And if you haven't put your nose on this fragrance before, there's a combination of Oud in there, of course. You got some rose, you even got vanilla, and then some ambery tones as well. And for me, this juice is perfection. I never want to hear about no reformulations or this one's getting discontinued, because I swear I'll start scrapping. And honestly, when I wear this fragrance, I almost feel like there's a bubble around me, like there's a shield protecting me, because I know for a fact when I'm wearing Oud Satin Mood and I walk past someone, they can 100% smell me, because out of all of the fragrances in my collection, when it comes to sillage and projection, this is up there. And as well, I can guarantee you will never go nose blind to Oud Satin Mood. And I'll give you guys a little scenario. So I was coming out of a restaurant one time a few years back, and I was wearing Oud Satin Mood, and it was on my trench coat. I must have drowned myself in about 15-20 sprays, no lie. And when I walked into the lift, there was a couple in there, and they was a bit drunk. And you know how people, when they're a little bit waved, they start talking a little bit of nonsense. And they was like, what the hell are you wearing? And I was like, oh, it's this MFK one, Oud Satin Mood. And they was like, listen, I don't know what that brand is, I don't know how much it is, but it smells like sex. And I was like, raw, that is crazy. And with that being said, it was only right to add Oud Satin Mood to the sexiest fragrances in my collection list. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this and how much projection and performance you get. But this is number 1. Now, the second fragrance on this list, I'm absolutely buzzing about, because this just come through the door this morning. I had a sample of it before, but this is from Fragrance de Bois, and it is called Serene. And just look at this bottle, man, absolutely gorgeous. And I'll quickly show you guys the packaging on this, because the packaging is lovely, man. I've got 3 Fragrance de Bois fragrances right now, and a month ago I had 0. I've got Cavort, I've got Rude Oud, and now I have this. And this is how the fragrance comes. Beautiful pink box. This is kind of lit. So this fragrance released earlier this year, and I know when loads of guys who are watching this video see this color pink and they see the pink diamonds, they saw the pink box, they're going to be like, nah, this fragrance is for a woman, I'm not wearing that. And it's true, when Fragrance de Bois did release this, all of the other fragrances in their collection are unisex perfumes, but this is their first fragrance that's created for a woman, which is a little bit strange. I thought it was weird when they done it, because loads of different brands are going in the unisex or genderless kind of route. But trust me, fragrance is fragrance, and if it smells good, you can wear it. And even though they've classed it as a women's fragrance, it is not, man. This is unisex. If you like it, put it on. And one of the most manliest, bold guys that I know is Erda Ragnar. He's got tattoos all over his head and stuff. He picked this one up. He loves it. I think this is his favorite cherry fragrance, and he's like as manly as they come. So if he's wearing it, you lot can rock it. Now, Serene is a cherry fragrance that also has oud in it. So just like the last fragrance I was talking about, Oud Satin Mood, I said, oh, that one you might not be able to notice there's oud in it. With Serene, I do not detect any oud at all. And normally cherry fragrances are super rich, sweet, and even cloying as well sometimes, but this is not. It's a soft, kind of elegant, rich cherry. I'm telling you, man, anybody can put this on and feel amazing. Now, projection and performance is not as good as Oud Satin Mood. On my skin, when I've worn this before, I've got around the 8-hour mark, which is good, but projection is not crazy. So for close quarters, it's going to do well. It radiates off your skin a little bit. And for me, I'd wear this fragrance almost like a lotion, literally after I've cream sprayed this all over my body, and I'll smell fantastic. And just because of that, I probably won't wear this fragrance to go out to a restaurant with the missus, because she ain't really gonna smell me. It's not that kind of vibe. But anything a little bit more closer, intimate, cinema, movies, all of that stuff, this is definitely going on. And guys, I want you to be honest with me. Let me know down in the comments if you're scared to wear more feminine based fragrances or fragrances that people consider like more for women? Like, are you scared? Because I'm not, I don't really care. Now, this one I'm about to speak about is a serious release from this year. And I know over the next couple of months, I'm going to use a lot of this juice. This fragrance is from Justbox Perfumes, and this one here is called 54. And I haven't really dabbled into many from Justbox, but the brand is all about music themed. So you might be able to see on the cap right there, that's like an old school vinyl record. And they kind of believe, if I'm not wrong, that music can transport you to a certain place in time or bring up good memories, and perfume can do the same. So they kind of collaborated the two. And also, if you don't already know, this was made by the amazing perfumer Julian Raskinit, and this was actually a collaboration with a fragrance influencer. You guys might know he's on YouTube, he's on Instagram as well, called Sebastian, or you guys might know him as the Perfume Guy. Now, I tried this one with AJ and Harrods a couple months ago. I think it was the day it came out, or maybe the day after it came out, because they still had that little new plaque there. But we sprayed it on a card and we both smelled it and looked at each other and was like, oh yeah, that's decent, you know. Then as we was about to leave and go up to Salon de Parfums, I had to circle back quickly and spray it on skin, and I was mesmerized. Now, before I explain this to you, I need you to get two things out of your head. So forget everything you know about a gourmand fragrance, and when it comes to a gourmand, forget fragrances like Bianco Latte and Escapade Gourmand. Now, the concoction and how this one is blended is nothing short of amazing. They've got things in there like cinnamon, there's rum, there's tobacco, there's chocolate, and they've added an interesting accord that you don't see every day, which is the accord of pina colada. And even that description doesn't really do it any justice. You're probably thinking, oh, that sounds all right, but it's hard to explain. And I've said in previous videos before, whenever I find a fragrance hard to explain to you guys, that's how I know it's a great one. And simply put, the best way for me to describe it is sexy, it's warm, it's cozy, it's alluring, and it almost smells like a spicy chocolate in the opening. I'm telling you, man, this juice, when you put your nose in it, I know you lot will mess with it. And in the morning, when me and the missus are getting ready for work, she'll spray on a fragrance, but I never see it, so I always try and guess what she's wearing. And I remember, it must have been like the day after I got this, she wore this to go to work, and she was like, oh, what am I wearing? And I was like, I don't know. Because obviously it was so new and I hadn't tested it like often on my skin, I was like, I don't know, but I only know one thing, it smells flipping sexy. And you know, after that, the next date night, I'm drowning her in this one, so I'll see you lot in 9 months. Now, normally I try my best to gatekeep some certain fragrances in my collection that I consider absolute gems, but when it comes to YouTube, man, it's a different community. You lot are like my family over here, so I have to put you guys onto this one. This is from Exedilo, and it is called Love and Crime. And all you got to do is pre other fragrance creators, and when you see Love and Crime in their collection, just ask them where they heard of it and they'll tell you. But before me picking this one up, I didn't see one video on YouTube, not on TikTok, not on Instagram about Love and Crime, and this one is just so good. For the longest amount of time, I tried not to speak about this, but when something's so good, I have to put you guys on. And if you're a fan of the other fragrances that I recommend, like Vanilla Diorama by Dior, I know for a fact, absolute certain, you're gonna mess with this. Now, this fragrance comes in a 30 ml and a 50 ml, and you guys are probably thinking, rah, that looks so small in your hand, and it actually is. At the time I picked this one up, they only had the 30 ml available, the 50 was sold out. And in the UK, I know loads of people be running to Harrods or trying to buy it online. You can only get this from Les Scienteurs in Knightsbridge. And the best way to summarize this one, it reminds me a lot of a Porn Star Martini, just because of that kind of citrus opening, but it almost reminds me of passion fruit. And then it also smells like a white chocolate as it dries down, which is absolutely lovely. And that probably comes into play because this one has star anise, it's got sugar, and it's got chocolate. Not chocolate, I mean cacao. And I don't think I've been more captivated by a fragrance in the last couple of years. Like, I've gone into stores and I've tried loads of fragrances, but they don't really make me go, oh my days, like what the hell is that? I need to pick that up ASAP. And this was one of them. I can't really think of anything else, but this is absolutely beautiful. And now I've got it in my collection, I will never go without it. And as soon as I got this one, I had a date night coming up and I saved it for that. And I was in Birmingham with the missus and I had this like high black vest on, but you could see like the top of my chest. And I remember spraying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I done 2 on the chest, and I'm telling you, the shine it left on me was crazy. And then as the night went on, I remember moving my vest around, moving my necklace, and I was scratching my face, and I remember smelling something, and I was like, that smells flipping amazing. I'm telling you, Love and Crime by Exedilo, this is a smell you want on your hands. And I'm being serious. If I could bathe in this, if I could cream with it, if I could put it in my hair, I actually would. And good luck getting this in Les Scienteurs. You have to be quick, because every single time I go in there, they tell me, people always come in and say, I need to try the 2 fragrances that TJ puts us on. And that is Tales from Zanzibar by Memoirs of a Perfume Collector and Love and Crime. So it's sold out quite a lot. So if you want one, you got to be fast. Now, the last one, I didn't want to include a Vanilla Gourmand because I know everyone's got that kind of fragrance in their collection. I wanted to go for something equally as sexy, but with a bit more depth to it. And it's none other than Maison Crivelli's Oud Stallion in this green bottle right here. And on the back, we've even got TJ on there, man. Come on. And by the way, if you want to see my amazing Crivelli ranking video, I'll pin it right above me there. But after I explain this, try and guess where I rank it. And I know when it comes to Amazing Crivelli, the two fragrances that get the most attention are, of course, Hibiscus Mahajad and Oud Maracuja, which I both think are amazing. But I feel like Oud Stallion, it just creeps under the radar and doesn't get spoken about that much. And the best thing about the Amazing Crivelli fragrances, or the Oud fragrances in particular, it's the perfumer Jordi Fernandez, which I've actually had the pleasure of meeting on 2 or 3 different occasions. I actually met him and spent a whole day with him while I was out in Paris with Amazing Crivelli. I spent the time at the Perfumerie Givaudan and it was fantastic. But it's the way all of these oud fragrances are blended with oud and leather. They all have a distinctive smell, but all smell very different. And I like Oud Maracuja because of the sweetness it has. And I like Oud Cadenza because of that slight little softness. And I feel like Oud Stallion has aspects of both of them, but it's just so bold and powerful. Like I just mentioned, because I was in the perfumery seeing how this is made and seeing them mixing it all together, I feel like when that happens, you have a little bit more of a connection to a brand and a fragrance. So I might be being a little bit biased with this one, but I still think it's great. The foundation of Oud Stallion is, of course, oud and leather, which I've already mentioned, but there's nutmeg in there as well. And then I feel like what gives it the perfect balance of sweetness and spiciness is the combination of rose and saffron. And I wore this one for my missus' birthday when I went to Manchester. And you guys are probably thinking, right, this guy goes out on bare date nights. He's mentioned like 3 or 4 now. I don't, but I just have a good relationship with these fragrances when I go out. I only save them for like big occasions. But I wore this one, and you see that green tint on the bottle right there? This is the same color as the shirt I was wearing. And when I sprayed like 4 or 5 sprays, when I went out, I literally felt untouchable. In any room I walked into, I felt like I was the best smelling guy. And as I was coming back from Paris, they gifted me with another bottle. So instead of keeping 2, I gave one to the missus, and then she wore it the other day by herself, and it smelled even better on her than it does on me. But because it's YouTube, I'm not even going to gatekeep here, because she wore a crazy layering combination with Oud Stallion, and it smelled 10-10. And it's one that I would have never thought of putting those 2 fragrances or DNAs together. And I'm not going to gatekeep. She put on Oud Stallion first, and then she went on top with Goldfield and Banks Ingenious Ginger. So they were my top 5 6 fragrances in my collection. And of course, there's many more. There's Angel Share, there's Vanilla Diorama, Wet Cherry Liquor. But when I had the video idea of doing the sexiest fragrances, these are the first fragrances that come to mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you made it this far and you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. And like I said at the start of the video, if you want to keep up to date with the daily content I'm posting, go and follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. And I know you're nosy and you want to see what I'm getting up to on a daily basis. Go and follow me on Snapchat for all the behind the scenes action. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, love for the love, my people.